I'm going to share an insight with you that if you actually chose to use it, you could take away all of your pain, your triggers, your traumas and upsets. How does that sound? This statement in itself is actually quite triggering for a lot of people. So just notice what comes up for you and just sit in that for a moment and then hear what I gotta say. Life is empty and meaningless. I'm gonna say it again. Life is empty and meaningless. Trust me, I know what you're thinking and I know what you're going to say, and I know there's going to be a lot of people probably yelling at the screen going, that's not true, that's bullshit, my life is amazing, and if it was empty and meaningless then I wouldn't be here, yada yada yada. I get all of that, but hear the words I'm saying. Life is empty and meaningless. Let's suppose for one moment that what I'm saying is completely true. And then answer me this. Why is it that when something triggers you, let's say you're driving and the person in front of you is going too slow and you find yourself getting mad and you want to yell at them, scream at them, or like overtake them, why is it you feel like that, but I'm sitting next to you and I don't? Who has the problem? Who is thinking the thoughts? Who is having the reactions? Who is taking the actions and creating the result? Who's doing that? You are. Because we are all creators. That's what we do. We create our own lives. We create everything that happens in them. And so the moment that we have a thought about anything, we then have a belief. And based on that belief, we will behave in a certain way because we feel a certain way. So we have a thought, we have a belief about the thought, and then we have a feeling. And it's either going to be positive or negative. And based on that feeling, we then have a reaction. And based on that reaction, we now have an action, which now creates a reaction in other people. Do you see how you create everything in your life? So if you actually thought to yourself, life is empty and meaningless, life was there before I came along, it's here while I'm here, and when I'm dead and gone, life will still carry on. Life is just lifing. I've said this so many times on so many of my videos, but I will keep saying it until I'm blue in the face, because ultimately life just is. We're all looking for unconditional love. But what unconditional love means is you want to be loved without conditions. And if there's something that you want, we also know that in order to receive, you have to give. So to receive unconditional love, you have to be a giver of unconditional love, which means that you can't get mad when people aren't doing things that you don't want them to, or in the way that you want them to. So slow drivers are going to be slow drivers. Assholes are going to be assholes. Murderers are going to be murderers. Idiots are going to be idiots. In-laws are going to be in-laws. Husbands are going to be husbands. Wives are going to be wives. Teachers are going to be teachers. Bullies are going to be bullies. You can't do anything about it because it's all out there. The way you control it is with your response to it. And your response comes from your beliefs about the thoughts that you're having. So in short, it's not about what happens to you, it's how you deal with what happens to you. It's what your thoughts are about what is happening to you. And who thinks your thoughts? Who controls your reactions? You do. So when you're stressed and when you're triggered, you can either stop to yourself and be happy and at peace and just let it go, which of course no one can do when they're triggered. So you have to know that you're either happy and at peace or you're triggered and you're in a lesson. Triggering means that you're in a lesson. It means that something is being presented to you on the outside of you that is showing you what lies within you that you are still reacting to, that you need to heal. It's coming up going, hello, I'm here. This thing happening right now is a lot like this thing that happened before that you didn't deal with. So it's going to come up again, and these things will keep coming up again and again and again until you heal me, until you let go of me. And how do we do that? Healing happens in many, many modalities, and that's another video. I can share all of those things, but you can do it physically with manipulation, physical manipulation. You can do it mentally by walking through logic. You can do it emotionally by breathing through your feelings. Breath work is another one. There's all sorts of ways. There's sound healing, there's emotional healing, there's somatic healing. There's many, many layers. And not one is for everybody, and not one is for every problem. But the simplest thing that you can do, first of all, is acknowledge. And acknowledging comes from the fact that if you know overall that life is empty and meaningless, the only reason you are upset about anything is because you've put meaning on it. You've made every interaction mean something. You've made everything that you do, every experience, everything that you hear, everything you feel, everything that you experience through all of your senses, you have put meaning on it. And you have put yourself in a story where it means something. And that is why you're upset. Your thoughts, your own beliefs are what's upsetting you, not what's happening, your thoughts about it. I could talk about this for ages and it puts people in a spin, but it's very, very simple. When you know that life is empty and meaningless, every time you find yourself in an upset, you have to stand back and go, well, if life is empty and meaningless, what is the meaning that I am giving to this moment that is making me feel upset? What am I actually telling myself? What do I actually believe about myself in this moment right now that would make me have these feelings that I'm having? And then we get deeper. We start uncovering your unconscious beliefs that actually put you in pain. So this is the work that I do, and I would love to work with you, whether it's one-to-one or on my classes or the weekend groups that I do, the workshops that we have. But if that's something that really piques your interest and you would like to heal through some of your traumas and you would like to let go of a bunch of stuff that you have been carrying forever, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling blocked, if you're wanting to open and be at peace and allow yourself to connect with your higher self, to connect with your more with your God, your religion, your belief system, whether it's the universe or whether it's your higher self, or you just simply want to have peace and calm in your life again, you have to take the blocks away. The only reason that you can't get closer to the thing that you want is because you are blocking it. So when we undo all of our blocks, we allow things in and we get to receive in abundance. We have access to everything if we would just take our blocks away. And this is how we do it. So I just wanted to come on here and just share that with you. If you want to connect to me, you can get it told of me in the DMs. You can email me at info@kirstyjane.com. You can see the spelling. Kirsty is not spelt how it normally is. Or you can just go to my website, kirstyjane.com, and send me an email, and we can set up an appointment and talk about how we're going to help you and get you unstuck. There's lots of ways available that you can do it depending on your budget and your time allowance. And ultimately, you just have to be ready to jump. You want to have to be in a place where you're so done with the way things are now that you're willing to let go of that in order to have a new life and a new way of being. So if that sounds like you, you know where I am.